making a under the sea scene card using Pink and Main's Turtley Amazing Stamp Set. So first of all, I'm stamping the inside of my card, and I'm using my stamp platform because that allows you to stamp multiple times and still stamp in the same place. I'm stamping the sentiment with Distress ink, and this is Salty Ocean, and the turtle I stamped in Distress ink Peacock Feathers. I chose those colors to match the background that I created in another video. I used Lawn Fawn stitched hillside borders to cut out some Bristol Smooth cardstock, and I'm going to use this on the bottom of my card for the sand at the bottom of the ocean. And I'm using Bristol Smooth cardstock because it works really well for ink blending. I'm using Peacock Feathers to stamp my sentiment and the coral. And I'm using Distress ink so that I can heat emboss it, and then when I do the ink blending over the top, it'll resist the ink. In hindsight, I could probably have just done the ink blending and then stamped over it, but either method works. I'm just using clear embossing powder to go over my sentiment and the coral. Now when you emboss, it's a good thing to use your embossing tool, which is a powder, to keep this embossing powder from sticking to the areas that don't have ink. But I forgot to do that. And at least this is clear embossing powder, so it won't show up too much. But if I have some on there when I do the ink blending, it may not stick to the paper. I'm using my blending tool to put on Tea-Dye Distress ink on my hillside borders. One of the reasons that I chose to use this stamp set is because Pink and Main had a break-in into their store, and they're just a small store. They also sell stamps and other crafting supplies. And so they suffered a lot of damage. So the crafting community is trying to show them love, to support them, and to advertise their products. So if you would like some turtle stamps or some of the other stamps that they sell, I'll leave a link to this product in the description below. You can also support small creators like me on YouTube by clicking on the affiliate links in the descriptions. They don't cost you anything, but the creators like me get a small percentage of the sales from when people use our affiliate links. Next, I'm smooshed down some Distress ink Vintage Photo on my craft mat and added water. I'm going to try to use the technique of splattering this Distress ink on my paper to give it more of a sand look. I had trouble finding an old brush that was very good. Most of them were too big. This one was smaller, but I found it didn't absorb the water. I think I must have used this paintbrush with some glue or something sticky because the bristles wouldn't come apart even after putting it in the Distress ink and water. Since I was using alcohol markers, I had to use an alcohol-friendly ink pad to stamp my images. So this time was the first time I used Lawn Fawn Fundamentals, and I used their Crunchy Leaf, which is compatible with alcohol markers. And this is the first time I used it. Usually I use black, but I thought the brown color would go better with the scene that I'm making. I'll put the colors of the Copics that I'm using on the screen. I'm also only going to show me coloring one of each image, so that it saves some time. One of my favorite animals has always been sea turtles, so that's another reason I love this stamp set. And my sister and I, several years ago, went to the South Carolina aquarium, and we had a back area view of the sea turtle rescue program and hospital that they have there. They have since made a larger hospital that you can see as a guest and don't have to have a backstage tour. Anyway, my sister and I were inspired, and I also run a tea business where I sell tea at local farmers markets. So we came up with a blend of tea inspired by our trip, and a portion of every sale goes to the Sea Turtle Rescue Program that the aquarium does. So I'll link this video of that so you can see all the really cool work that they're doing and some of the turtles that they have rescued. The background I'm using was made from photo paper, and I stamped images from this stamp set using Versamark ink and then smooshed it in Distress ink. I'll link the video where I made this paper at the end of this video. I'm just using my Scotch ATG gun to adhere with double-sided adhesive. Once I laid out the images how I wanted them, then I started adhering them. I'm using Tombow multi-liquid glue to adhere a few of the images so they'll be more flat against the paper. And the funny thing is, I just discovered that this has two ends to it. So I always use the little end, but it has a larger end so you can put more glue on. And I got a little bit too much on one of them, so I just smeared it on one of the other pieces. For the rest of the images, I'm using some dimensional adhesive that I made using chipboard and double-sided tape. The only thing with this, you have to be careful that you don't pull off a layer of cardboard and then lose your adhesive. But I like how it looks because it raises it, and it's kind of like having chipboard pieces that you made yourself. I made this card for the Saturday Under the Sea hop that was organized by Teresa Russell from the Handmade Happiness Facebook group. So to see the other videos, just click on the hashtag below, and it's hashtag Saturday Under the Sea to see all the other creators and other Under the Sea creations that they made. Thank you for watching. If you haven't already done so, please subscribe to my channel and also like and leave comments. That helps me get picked up by YouTube's algorithm so that more people find my channel. Thank you for supporting me.